Okay, so today we're going to start off with our revision. We continue off with our revision of writing skills. And today we'll discuss poster writing. Okay? It's clear the blackboard is visible to you all. So what are we going to do? We're going to do poster making or posters, right? Now what are, you can say, posters meant for? What is the purpose of making a poster? It's a very short writing skill, right? Once again, the purpose of a poster is to create awareness, to spread any kind of information, to give a social message, right? And yes, any kind of message which is there to make the public aware about a problem, about an issue which has to be addressed, right? To give them a warning about, like how to behave in such a kind of a situation. It could be in times of calamity. It could be about the spread of a disease, about do's and don'ts, right? A poster on traffic awareness. Anything there, a poster which is like a writing skill which conveys a social message. It gives us some kind of do's and don'ts and tells us what is there happening around us. Okay. Now, when you talk about posters, the most appealing part of the poster is its visual appeal. It is visually very attractive, right? So we have posters there, like you see the posters, right? Of course, although there is quite an overlapping, about display advertisements and posters here, because both of them are visually appealing. Posters are for messages, right? When you talk about the display advertisements, they are basically for promotion. They are for commercial purposes. The posters which you see on the streets there, regarding sales which are happening, right? You see these big posters of a jewelry brand, or you can say clothing brand there. That is a display advertisement, okay? Right? And what you see about the movies also, you see the poster there and you find it very attractive and you want to see, like, okay, what is it about? That is a display advertisement. It's about a promotion. It is giving, information about a product, okay? Right? But when we talk about posters, it is a message it is conveying, right? And guess here, so when we do make the posters, what are the things that you have to remember? Like the poster, it could be about, what precautions, like we have lots of posters nowadays telling us about our safety, how to, behave on the roads, right? Following the traffic rules, okay? Then it could be about drug awareness. It could be about any social issue, like you talk about female feticide, or, like illiteracy. It can be nowadays, which we are really talking about, the poster about COVID awareness, the do's and the don'ts, right? Okay, so these are here, we'll be discussing all that. Once again here, for a poster, it's not that anybody is there, good at drawing and you make a poster and you put it up. Once again, there has to be a proper issuing authority who has the responsibility of putting up that poster, right? So it could be, yes, so in your school, there is, a message that has to be conveyed to the students, like, okay, so during this time when you are coming for your offline classes also, that yes, you have to wear a mask, maintain distance, and bring your, sanitizer and everything. So that in the form of a poster, right? So we're just coming to that, how the things to be done in the poster. Yes, and what is the most important part, or rather everything is there about it. You talk about the heading, or we say slogan, right? So when we start with the poster, you have this part, you have the heading part, you have the content part, right? You have the picture, right? So here. And of course here, what is there? The issuing authority. Whoever is the issuing authority, it could be, yes, the traffic police, it could be Red Cross Society, it could be the civil surgeon, right? Anything here, it could be the municipal corporation, any kind of person. It could be a school also, your school dramatics club or your school art and craft club, right? Any person who has been authorized to the issuing authority. These are the things you have to remember when you make your poster, okay? All these components have to be there, then your poster is complete, okay? Now here, when you talk about the heading or the slogan of the poster, it has to be very short, attractive, in a way summarizing what you want to say, right? Now, supposing here, let's do the one example. Simplest one we can say is about like saving water, right? So if you have to make a poster, say on saving water, let's just start to that. Now, we give our heading, we give our slogan. This has to be about the topic. You can just write, like, of course, here, you can write along with me, please. Practice. See, save water. Fine, this is your heading. This is what your poster is about, but we will add some more information to it. If you want, you can make a jingle, you know, like there you can make a rhyming slogan also, right? If not, many of course, we might not be so creative there to think of something so rhyming and rhythmic at that time. But yes, here, like what? We can add, if you can't think of it at that moment, what are you going to, like, give the heading save water, add a tagline to it, add some more information, right? Save water. Why is it important to save water? Yes? What can we add to it? Save water. This is incomplete, right? This is not looking like a heading. This is not looking very attractive at all. I would find it somewhat incomplete. What are you going to add to it? Save water. What can we add to it? Yes? Anyone? Save water. You can say every drop matters. Right? Okay? Right? Save water while there is time. Save water before it dries out. Anything, yes. So this heading here is supposed to make you think. It is there supposed to create that awareness in you, right? Okay, I talk about this topic and here it is. Like, of course, not save water is incomplete. I add a tagline. I can make something rhyming, rhythming also, right? Fine. Then we come here to the next part. What is the next part? That is your content. Okay? Right? So I'm going to write about it here. Yes, here. So whenever we write about, you know, like a kind of the things that we can do, the things that we can't do, we can add both the positive and negative aspects of it. Okay? Right? So what are the things that we can do to save water? You can add your content here. Once again, please do not go into very, very long sentences. Short writing skills, you have the word limit there which you have to follow. And yes, we don't have so much of, you know, like time here, because your poster making is such a skill where you should not waste so much of time. Considering the time that you have in your exam, you're not going to devote so much of time to it. Of course, many of you are very great artists and you feel like, okay, fine, I just have to, you know, maybe add a little bit more. Okay, so yes, so what are the things that you can do to save water, right? Yes, of course, just please remember that we have to turn off the taps, get the leaking pipes repaired, isn't it? Yes, you can recycle or reuse that water. Like, of course, you have which you have used for your mopping and all, or like there you have the water which you have used for washing your vegetables and fruit. You can use it in other ways also. That way you can save that, isn't it? Right? So you can reuse it, you can recycle, or of course we do talk about like adopt. We can start with rain water harvesting, isn't it? Right? So these are ways here. I just adopt rainwater harvesting. Right? So we will write the content part over here. Here you can make a picture. Right? I'm not so good at drawing, so you can do your drawing here part. So make a drop of water. That is maybe the least I can. Does it look like a drop of water? And the drop of water is saying something like, okay, yeah, save me. Be wise. Anything here, fine, it's okay. Yeah, and so this is it. And of course, issuing authority. It could be the municipal corporation. It could be any authority who is there, right? Fine. Now, this is one kind of poster that we are writing. This is about social message. It's about awareness, right? And your poster, can you rub this out? I think you've all copied. You're very good there doing at home. You're doing good work, aren't you? Are you writing? Yes? Are we? Okay. Now, what else is there? A poster, it can be about an event also. It can be about an event which is going to happen. So your school is going to organize a play as a charity, right? Your school is organizing, like yesterday we had discussed about, say, a cleanliness drive, right? And it is for the benefit of the people. Maybe your school is organizing a kind of a physical activity there, maybe a run for fun, that kind of thing. So you want the students to be aware about it. You want maybe the people there in the colony, in the neighborhood to be aware about it, right? So it could be maybe some other organization is there. So we can have a poster also for that. So poster is not only here for the message. One more aspect, it is about informing about any kind of event which is going to take place for the public, right? Maybe it is a pulse polio drive which is going to happen, right? So the government is organizing that. So maybe the government is organizing a free, what you can say, a testing camp, right? An eyesight checking camp, right? All that, yes? So the poster for that, okay? So like, let's see if we are organizing, so we can draft a poster for a run for fun, which your school is organizing, or maybe we can just talk about, say, any group of university is they're organizing for the benefit of the people to spread the message of staying physically active and to, like, of course, how fitness, it keeps us healthy, it keeps us away from all these problems there about the diseases and things, right? Okay. And of course, you say, ma'am, in these days and times, we are not going out and running, and especially we're not going to be in groups, isn't it? But yes, let's hope for good times to come, and things will certainly be better in the times to come, and then you can go and running and jogging as much as you want to, right? So it is there, like supposing it is this poster. Yes, so like supposing it is a short, you can say what, run. And nowadays, of course, considering how we are there staying at home and of course putting on weight and everything. So it is very important to exercise and to be healthy, okay? So supposing it is a poster for what? Say run for fun, organized by, let's say, by your school, right? Okay, we'll give it by your school authorities. Your school sports club is organizing it. So who all can participate? You can write that, right? So let's give an attractive heading to it. Yes. So maybe just a kilometer or not even a kilometer, we can run more than that. So maybe, yes, 5 kilometers, say. Can we manage that? No, we can't. Okay, so let's reduce it. So 2.5 kilometers run, isn't it? Right? And that is just for fun, to get us back into the fitness mode and to make us, yes, to feel a little what active there, right? Because it is very important that we do go outdoors and take care of our health. So it is, say, run a mile, bring back that. Smile, anything. Isn't it? Right? You can think of better ones than this, okay? Right? So this is there. So yes. So here, I'm just showing another format how we can do the poster. So that was, yes, about a social message, how you can write that. Here it is there for an upcoming event, right? So yes, so grab your running shoes. And join the fun, isn't it? Right? You can give here, like as I said, it's about presentation, posters. So you can make it over here. Yes, so we can say on the 29th of October 20 at 8 a.m. or we can say 7 a.m. Let's be early risers for once, right? Okay, right? From say SS, DPS. Okay, so you're going to, I have given here, right? Is this clear? This is about an upcoming event. It's about maybe, right, and join the fun. And of course, you can say register before, say 27th of what? November, no? I've written October, sorry. So 27th November. Okay, right? And of course, here it is. Or you can say, you can collect your your running gear from the school. You can say, right? Running gear. That is your running clothes, maybe from the school. Is it visible or not? Okay. And then here, free registration, any other information that you want to give. Okay. So yes, right, it is a sports club. Swami Sandas Public School. So you can carry on with the information there, right? Is it clear? So if it is, it could be for, you can say what, a carnival kind of a thing, games there which you're having for children, which they can contribute, right? It could be a cleanliness drive, right? It could be a literacy drive that you are spreading. Here it is. Yes, you want to bring back that fitness back into the students. You want to motivate them. You want them to feel, like what, good about themselves, like, okay, fine, let's go out and do some kind of physical activity, right? So here it is, like, yes, you can add more information, free registration, limited, you can say seats, right? So maximum number of participants, how much you want, right? So whether it is 50 or 80 or 100, depending on that, isn't it? So right here, you don't have to write very long sentences. So even in your short sentences, the things will be conveyed easily, okay? Right? So here we have the posters as in a social message, as in conveying information about an upcoming event. So it could be about a play that you're organizing. It could be, yes, you are collecting clothes or other material for charity. Any kind of a poster it could be, right? Clear? The main thing that you have to remember is your heading, your slogan, your content part, how you present it, right? I can make these clouds also, I can make these balloons, moons, I can make the stars all over here. And yes, you have to remember that the last part, that is the issuing authority. On the right hand side, you will just write that. Okay, fine. And yes, please, this poster you have to make with a pen. You're not using a pencil, because you think that, okay, I have to do drawing and I bring my color pencils along with me, and no, you're not doing your coloring and drawing over there. It is with your pen only that you will make. Clear? So this poster is not with your pencils that you're doing. It is not colorful and all. It is your blue or blue black, whatever you're doing, right? Clear? Is this clear? Yes. So tomorrow we'll do our speech writing. Fine. And now let's just discuss one chapter from the book Snapshots. Let's start off with the revision of that. Any questions you have? The chapter is the address. Any questions, or should I ask the questions? Huh? Time here. There's still time, I think. You have any doubts about this chapter? No doubts? Then you read the chapter. No, if you have not read it, then how will you come up with your doubts? Isn't it? I discussed this in the class. I think so. You were present, right? Okay. Anyone over there? Any doubts regarding this question? This chapter. Now, what is this chapter about? The address is about this young lady after the war. It is post-war scenario, how she has to remember an address, right? And that address was very important. Her mother had told her. What was the address? What was the address that she had to remember? Which street? Which street was it? Yes, come on. Marconi Street? 46 Marconi Street, was it? Okay, so she had to remember that address after the war was over. She went to the address her mother had told her because her mother's belongings were there. Who had taken them? A lady there who was, you can say, known to her mother. And when this war situation was there going on, and like the Jews, they were being taken away and they were arrested. So this lady came with the suggestion to her mother that I will take your things and I'll keep them safe with me. And once the war is over, you can take them back. Otherwise, of course, she said that if you have to vacate your house in a hurry, you are taken away, people are going to ransack it and your belongings are going to be lost, right? So of course it was a good suggestion, but the sad part about this was that the lady did not keep her promise of keeping the belongings in good condition. 2 times the narrator, the young girl, she goes to that address. The first time she goes, it is the lady of the house, or you can say Mrs. Darling. She opens the door when she recognizes that girl, and she's very surprised that, are you back? And she thought that no one is going to come back from the war. No one is going to survive. So she's very surprised to see this lady back, the girl back, and she does not allow her to enter the house. And the girl, because she had not seen that lady many times, maybe once or twice when she had come home, and her mother had told her to remember the address. And once she had seen the lady taking away that heavy suitcase with their belongings, so her mother had told her that this is the place where you have to go if we survive after the war. So she went there. She was about to go back because she thought that maybe she's been mistaken. She's come to the wrong address. But when she looks at the cardigan what the lady was wearing, she realizes it's her mother's cardigan, right? But it has faded a lot. The buttons have also faded a lot with maybe washing a number of times. And then she's quite convinced that I have come to the right address, okay? Then the second time she goes, right? The first time, the lady does not allow her, and yes, so she goes back. And the second time, when she finds the courage once again that I have to go back to the house and I have to bring back my belongings, because she lost so much in the war, and she thinks that if her things are there, the belongings are there around her, it will be very easier for her to at least come to term with the loss and start life again, right? Although she's lost her near and dear ones, and so she thinks that if her mother's belongings are there, her mother things are there, so she will be able to get her life back on track. But to her surprise, when she goes a second time, the lady is not at home. She's not there. And the daughter opens and she says that my mother, she's gone out for some work. And so she takes her inside and says, please come inside, right? And as she enters the house, right from the passage, she sees the candle stand and she recognizes it as hers, and she remembers that on the festival there, the Hanukkah, right, that they would not use that candle stand because it was very big and cumbersome, quite difficult to handle. Then as they start entering, as she goes there to the living room, she is very surprised that although she is in a different house, but everything around her looks familiar, right? Why? Because those were her mother's belongings. She has grown up seeing those things. She has grown up using those things, right? So she realizes that, okay, she can see so many things there, right? And she looks at the tablecloth on the table. She sees the antique, like the plates there on the wall, and even on the tablecloth, like the things that have been kept, the pewter plates and everything. So she recognizes them. And she remembers that this tablecloth, yes, it was in her house. There was a burnt mark somewhere. And she, runs her fingers over it. She looks at the tablecloth and she finds that burn mark. And she's very surprised that this lady, at least, okay, maybe my mother had been very busy and yes, she did not find time. And this lady, she's using the things. At least she could have had taken out the time maybe to repair that. And she just kept it like that, the cover. She's using every, and the girl is there. She's saying that, okay, so like she offers her a cup of tea. She says, already made some for my mother, so you can also have a cup. And when she comes back with the crockery, right, or the teacups and the saucers, she's very surprised to see like they're the same ones that were used by her mother, right? The rim there which has faded out, and she looks at them and she's very surprised to see them being used so openly and so carelessly. And the girl tells her that, see, like the plates which are there, some, we have, plates which are there, you have as a memento, as a souvenir, right, of important events in your life. You get it as a trophy, like, right? So some plates were there, very antique ones and very expensive ones. And she said, we have even ate from those plates and they did not, nothing was different. And why things were there so casual? Because they did not realize the worth of those things. They did not realize the emotional attachment of those things. And in our homes, when we look at the things around us, everything has a story to tell, isn't it? So you look at your bedroom only, you look at your drawing room, everything that you there, like, of course, maybe so many discussions were there about buying that television, about buying that sofa, about buying the bed, even the bed sheet also, maybe, like you are there, you talk to your mother and she'll tell you like how much effort she has put in. And each thing that you have in your home, yes, right, like you break a cup or a glass and you can imagine what kind of problems happen, isn't it? And yes, so that is how like attached we are to our things. We are very materialistic, but yes, there is emotional attachment also. And your toys which have been stacked away for so many years, you might not even have touched them, but when the time comes to like, yes, okay, let's clean up a bit, and you realize that how you grow up with those toys, and each toy had some kind of a special moment, a special place in your life. So similar there, that the girl, when she saw all those things, and she was very hurt to see that they had not been taken care of. These people did not even realize the value. And when she just could not take it any longer, then she told that girl that, do you know that the cutlery that we use is of silver? Or rather, like, yeah, and so, and she was quite sure that even that girl did not know, because she also learned it at a very late or a late time in her life. And how did she learn? She was at home and for the holidays, and her mother had asked her to help her polish her silver. And she was wondering, which silver do we have? And she said that the cutlery that we're using, that is silver. And she was quite sure, she was very, very sure that girl did not know that the cutlery that they had, it was of what? Silver. So she's very disappointed and she thinks that she just starts to leave the place. And the girl tells her that her mother is not back and she'll be back shortly. But she says that, no, I have to go, I have a train to catch, and she just goes away from that place. And there are so many things that have happened. She has to move on with life, make a new beginning, many things that she has to forget as she starts on. Like, of course, lots of losses and sufferings that she has gone through. But she says that the most easiest thing in her life, if she had to forget, it would be the address, right? So, of course, she could not forget the valuable memories or the priceless moments that she had spent with her family. She could not let go of that. They'll be a part of her memory forever. She'll cherish those moments for a long, long time. But she said the easiest thing that I could forget would be the address, right? So she decides that this is the easiest thing for me to do, to forget the address. And so she decides to leave that place and to move on. And then what excuse does she give? She says that as it is right now, I'm living in a very small room and it is going to be very difficult for me to fit my mother's belongings over there, right? So this address, it's about the problems that we face after war. It's not only about economic losses, or it's about how many lives lost. It's about how many lives have been displaced, how many lives have to start again, right? And how the emotional bonding of our near and dear ones is very important in these crucial times. It also tells us about that how people, they reveal their true character in times of crisis. That is when we come to know that who is there to help us, who is there out to cheat on us, right? Who's there to harm us. And it is during difficult times, it is during crisis that the true character of people, it is revealed. So this is what this chapter talks about. It talks about the situation after the war. Let's talk about letting go of things. What things can you forget? What things are there not to forget? So it's not only building homes and, of course, finding jobs for the people. It is also that emotional strength that people require, right? So after war, that is the scenario that really has to be looked into. Okay, so please, once again, my humblest request, which I make most of the time, please read the chapters. Read as many times as you can. Go through the content. If you know the content, you can write any kind of answer that is, or any question which is asked from you. Okay, right? So tomorrow we'll continue with our writing skills and also another chapter from snapshots. Okay, right? And of course, your doubts and all, you're most welcome to ask me anytime if you do have any. Okay, fine. So I think